Hello, and welcome to the next episode of Making Climbing Celeste Mountain. Now, as you may or may not be aware, this is in fact not the video that I said that I was going to upload today, but I'll cover and explain all of that in the next live stream. Don't worry. So, for those of you who are watching through the Making Climbing Celeste Mountain playlist in order, it has been roughly a month and a half since I last uploaded a Making Climbing Celeste Mountain episode. As I explained at the time in one of my live streams and planned to upload an explanation in a video but never got around to it, I ended the series because I deemed that recording it was holding me back. I had been making a decent amount of progress on the project, and there had been multiple occasions where I felt like working on it, but I knew that if I worked on it without recording a video, people would be disappointed and frustrated because there's stuff happening off camera. What are you doing without us? And it didn't feel worth putting in the time and effort to start the recording software, edit the thing afterwards, just because I felt like tinkering with it a bit. And so I ended the project, and I said at the time that I was going to keep working on it off camera. I was going to keep working on the project, but I wasn't going to record it. That didn't go well. I quickly found out that the only reason I was consistently working on it was because I felt obligated to do so in order to maintain the status quo of the YouTube channel. And once it wasn't necessary for the YouTube channel, I stopped working on it as often. And when I did work on it, I felt like I was hitting a dead end. Like there was nothing for me to do. In the original version of climbing Celeste Mountain, or in the original version of in the original version of climbing Celeste Mountain, the version which was never recorded, I made it all the way through building chapter 1 and partway into building chapter 2. But CV2 updates and general issues with heat and throttling made it impossible for me to progress with the version that I had. But I did finish chapter 1, and that's something I'm struggling with here. And the reason is because, well, in Rec Room, building things in Rec Room, I struggle to, I guess you could say, settle for second best. If I'm building a feature and I know that I could make the feature absolutely perfect, then I want to. I want to make it as good as it can be. And in Celeste, the traffic light blocks, which you like stand on them and they zoom to the side, if you jump off them once they've zoomed to the side, like immediately afterwards, you go flying with all their velocity in that direction. And if you wait until they come to a complete stop and then you jump off, you're completely fine. And this is like a feature which is used a lot in chapter 1 and then isn't used much until chapters 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. It's used in all of the chapters from chapter 5 onwards. But it's not completely necessary until chapter 5. So I think I'm going to do what I did in the first version of it, and that is neglect to build the traffic light blocks velocity system. Just going to have them move to the side, and you can jump off or on or off as much as you like. And as they move back, they tilt a little bit, so they throw you off if you try and ride them back. And once you're at the other side, if it heads back, you can't get back on it. But I'm not going to make it throw you off because that would it would use way too much heat. It would use a fair bit of ink for the fact that it would need either a global CV2 converter and then a system to figure out which traffic light block you're sending signals to, or it would need a CV2 converter for every single traffic light block. Either way, it would get complicated, and I'm not doing that. So going to build it exactly the way I did in the first version. And honestly, that was one of the things that I hated most about the first version of it, was the fact that the velocity object didn't work at all. I'm not giving up on making them work. I'm telling myself that I'm going to make them work properly once I leave beta release, because I don't really need the things to work until chapter 5, and the first 3 chapters are going to be all that's in the beta release. So I'm gonna finish chapter 1 without adding it. I'm gonna keep going up through the end of chapter 3 and do the beta release, and then maybe I'll do chapter 4 before I add velocity objects. But before I release chapter 5, I'm going to make this system work, because it would bother me so much otherwise. All right. So let's get into making the game. All right, so basically, most of what I've done in between episodes amounts to I added this wall of spikes and I added these things. Or maybe I did that on camera. I can't remember. I feel like these spikes should be more threatening. Should they be longer? You see, those spikes look significantly more threatening. Okay, so there's no animation here whatsoever. Nice. Basically what I did last time, and therefore what I'm going to do this time as well, is I had a trigger volume right there, that big, and a animation gizmo around here. Doesn't look like I already have any spawned in, so I'm just going to spawn in a new one. Turning down, no, I'm keeping it at 100. And I had this and this both there. And what it would do is it would like wait a half a second after you climbed on, and then over the course of like a second it would just zoom over. Sorry. So yes, it starts there, and then it has about a second of staying over here. Stays there for, we'll make it 8/10 of a second. Or no, 2.3. That's how you do that. And then this one is a second later. It should be back at the beginning. And then the animation ends. However, insert halfway in the middle a spot where we need to rotate 180 degrees. Or would 90 be better? So we go over and we flip the flare off. Or no. I'm going to set it to 4. And then rotate Stay there. Whoa. Alright, so we hop on, we zoom over, jump off. Or if we don't jump off, it flips us off. Excuse me. Anyway, configure. Want to stop at end. When entering zone, start. So I hop on, we zoom over, and then it flips us off. Oh, and if you're wondering if you could jump over that little spinny, if you jump, then it kills all of your velocity immediately. What if I just stand still? Whoa, yeah, it tries really hard to flip you off. You might be able to dash to get back, but that just means it's possible. Either way, it's for the most part a one-way thing. So I guess I'm going to make the collapsing platform. Which means all of that works just fine. And I can still clone the animation gizmo to clone the whole thing. I think this is way too many. There. So this way, it's actually difficult. Like, frustratingly difficult. It takes longer to clamber onto one of these things than it does for the thing to go away. Also, I keep jumping up into that top one, which is frustrating. Yes? No. Ah. Come on, I'm gonna get at this eventually. Mm. 4, 5. Okay, I think 5 is gonna be the limit. Basically, about 5 meters, and grabbing and lifting yourself all the way up with one hand is about 5 meters. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, I think that is just barely possible. Still, I think I'm gonna make it a little easier on them. I'm gonna move it over there and up a bit. So now, 1, 2, that's too easy. Whoa, 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 whoa. One, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So, what's ink at now? That actually didn't make that big of a dent on ink. 4 animation gizmos, 4 separate maker pen objects, and 4 trigger volumes. Doesn't make nearly as big of a dent on the ink as you might think it would. Alright. I don't know what to do. Why am I wiring everything? Why don't I make an invention of that? 1, 2, 3. Next. Alright, fine. .6, not bad. Alright. Why is it not perfect? Doesn't matter. Bruh. Let me move the thing. Alright. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to cooperate. I'll just clone your friend instead. you think I'm making it too difficult? Or is there no such thing? If you ever think I'm making it too difficult, just be sure to let me know and I'll remember to make it harder. Should I? No. Oh, wait, because that would go that way. No, I'm not going to do that. No. Alright, so we make it to the end and we jump onto here. And then we. Whoa. Dash over it. Looks like dashing can get you to there, but aiming the thing well enough is tricky. That's great. I like that. Oh, I missed. Wait a minute. That's not good. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. No, you don't do that. You go all the way down. And you go all the way down. And you go. I think you know what I'm going to say. And also you. Man, there's a lot of things here. Do you think I put too many? Alright. I'm gonna hang off on making more for now. So, and you know what? I'll turn on death for now. Team, whatever. Alright, so set that. Whoa, no, 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 no. Alright. And I fall. And I'm out. And there's gonna be a checkpoint right here, or should there? Yeah, I think there should. I keep surprising myself with how fast I'm traveling upwards. Like, that should not be lower than that. Or maybe it could be. Maybe we drop down for this section. maybe that's like deep below where you are. Maybe you're jumping around way up here, and there's like stuff back there. Hang on a second. What is this? Is that? That's a piece of another thing. What? Why is that just that? You know what? I'm not thinking about it right now. How long have I been recording? This says 53 minutes. I fleshed out this area, made it fully functional. So far, all of the challenge is how well can you aim your dash? In Rec Room, the only main parkour game that I can think of that I've really enjoyed is Stunt Runner. And in Stunt Runner, the challenge isn't getting to the end of the course unless you're really new to the game. The challenge is trying to get to the end of the course as fast as possible. Which means if you trying to get to the end of the course as fast as possible. And in Celeste, there is no such drive to go quickly. And that's what I'm aiming for with these collapsing blocks. Is you can't stand still and think about your actions, but if I make them if I make them collapse any faster than this, it'll just be annoying. And they are slow enough that they give you time to think. I don't want to force the player to just keep going and not have time to think. I want the player to force themselves to just keep going and not have time to think. And that's where speedrunning comes in. I want my game to be open to speedrunning. It's been part of the plan from the beginning. I'm going to have a built-in speedrun timer, just like in real Celeste. And there'll be like a CV1 leaderboard for it and everything. But I don't know. Hmm. All right. I think I've made progress for making this game. I don't think I'm gonna make much more progress. Um, Today. Um, been working on chapter 1 for like 3 months. I'm about a third of the way through it. Still, if it takes me a year to finish each chapter, that means at the end of 7 years I'll be through the project. And it won't take me that long because I'm going to get better at doing it in that time. I'm going to learn better techniques, faster techniques. They're going to add features that can make things be built easier. And so if I stay determined, I don't give up, and I keep pushing through, I really do think I can finish it probably before the end of 2025. So, I think that's going to be about all for this episode. We made some progress. That's the thing that we did. And I'll see you next time. Have a nice day.